But don't you know we serve a supernatural God? Remember, Jesus created the fish. He created the sea. He created the ocean. He created banks. He created the people that's in authority. He created that doctor. He gave that doctor the gifts and anointings. He gave that bank the resources that it has. And although they may be saying that you don't qualify, God can override all things. Your womb, you've been trying for years and years to have a baby and it has not happened. Jesus said, try again. You don't know what he's going to do. So I want to encourage you, take a step of faith and launch out into the deep. I, a convicted felon, 4 theft felonies. I got a bunch of felonies, but 4 theft felonies, over $100,000 that I went to state and federal prison for, right? The natural man would say, I shouldn't be applying for jobs in the accounting field. I have my accounting credentials. I'm a CPA. That didn't stop me. I don't let the natural circumstance or the natural order of things defeat me or cause me to shrink back. One of my emails is above limitations. And you know why? Because I live above the limitations that man will put on you. I walk in the supernatural of God. And the only way I've been able to do that is because I simply read the word of God and I believe what God says. And I take step of faith. I'm like Peter. Yeah, I know what the rules and laws say I shouldn't have this job. And I know how people are, how condemning they are and how judgmental people are. But you know what? I'm not going to let people stop me. I am going to move because Jesus said I could. He said all things are possible to him who believes. And I simply believe. And I took a step of faith. God has opened up so many supernatural doors for me. And he's given me a bunch of net breaking blessings. You know what? The house I live in. My federal debt said I wasn't supposed to build a house. But God, like the Red Sea, he parted that opportunity and he allowed me to go through. What is the thing that Jesus is telling you to embark on? But you, because of fear, because of what the rules say, because of what the banker say, because of what the doctor says, because of the natural order of things, you keep doing like Peter and you saying, I toiled all night and I didn't catch nothing. And so you think it can't happen. My sister and brother, listen, I just want you to be obedient because that thing you waiting on, that business Jesus is telling you to open, that book he's telling you to write, that favor he's wanting to give you with man in that position, take the step of faith. Remember this, if you don't hear anything I say, first and foremost, obedience to God is what's going to bring about these net breaking blessings in your life. Obedience. It doesn't matter what your mistakes are. You know, you look at your past, you look at your mistakes, you look at your lack of credentials, you look at what Google says, you look at what the doctors say. Jesus is trying to move you past that. He wants to do something supernatural in your life, that he can bring about a miracle in your life through you, that just like Peter them, they left all that. They left their boats, their nets, and all of that. And what did they do? They followed Jesus. When God brings this thing to pass in your life, this net breaking blessing in your life, you know what's going to happen? So many people are going to be inspired and in awe about what God did in your life. You'll be able to share your testimony of how God healed you, how God blessed you, how God provided for you, how God gave you favor, how everything you put your hands to, God caused to prosper and succeed. He will get the glory. It is for God's glory that he wants to do this in your life. It's nothing about you. It's not about you. Yes, it's going to bring a blessing in you for you, but overall it's going to be that you will share your testimony of the glory of God. So my sister and brother, I want you to know this. Stop looking at your past. Stop looking at the natural order of things. Stop looking at what people are trying to limit you with and say why you can't have it, why you can't do it, what you need to make it possible. If Jesus is telling you to do it, step out there in faith. It's in the word. It's in the Bible. I'm not telling you nothing that's not in the word. I'm not telling you nothing that God has not accomplished in my life for me. And he says in Romans 2:11 that he's no respecter of persons. So if he did it for me, a convicted felon, I built my house, I have a CPA job that man would say I shouldn't have. If he did it for me, if he did it for Peter, he'll do the same for you. So step out there in faith. Stop being afraid. Stop listening to the experts. Stop listening to Google. Walk in obedience. Obedience is what's going to bring that blessing in your life. Obedience is going to bring that baby. Obedience is going to bring that marriage. Obedience is going to bring that position. Obedience is going to bring you favor. Obedience is going to bring that position that God is calling you to. So I just want you to take a step of faith. Trust in the word. Everything I'm giving you comes from Luke 5. Verses 1 through, I think it's 12. Luke 5, 1 through 12. I want you to put down in the comments, net breaking blessings. Again, net breaking blessings. Put that down in the comment. And I want you to read that word and ask God what the seed of that word means for you. You know what God has been telling you to embark on. You know what God has been telling you to do. But you keep looking at, that may not work because they say this, they say that. The rule says this. Take a step of faith and follow Jesus. I pray that this blesses you and encourages my sister and brother, because I want you to have all that God has for you. And I want you to know it's not about you. This is all for the glory of God. Be blessed today, my sister and brother. Shalom.